Hey everyone, welcome back to At Titi's House podcast. Man, we're a couple days out from Christmas.
Yes, indeed.
What is it? Today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 5 days till Christmas. I hope y'all did all y'all Christmas shopping and are ready. Make sure to follow us on YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. I was noticing, so last week we did a poll on whether people wanted an apology or if they wanted sex as an apology. What do you think the results of that was?
I told you what I thought. The apology for sure.
So you think people agreed with you or what?
I think it's the logical thing because it's like, after the apology, I'm going to get some sex one day. If it ain't today, so I want that apology.
You want the apology. 67% of people said they wanted an apology.
Uh-huh.
And 33% says sex. Which
told you.
I was a little surprised about that. But that just makes me think that people really have standards.
Yeah, and they're waiting for some apologies still too, probably.
Right, exactly. Like they got standards now. They feel like you owe me an apology. And sex is not going to be what I want as an apology. I want I am sorry. But I feel like people don't apologize because when you apologize, you're admitting that you're wrong or that you're at fault for something, right?
Exactly.
And that's the hardest thing that people, I'm going to say that's the reason why a lot of people don't like to apologize because they don't want to admit to being faulty. Who wants to be faulty?
Nobody wants to be wrong, but it's also admitting to that you're gonna do better. It's like, I recognize that messed up right here. It don't even gotta be like.
I think you learn from it, right?
Yeah.
You learn. Yeah, it's a good learning experience to be able to say, you know what, I apologize, and I'm gonna take this as a learning experience and grow from it, so that I know how to address you the next time, right?
So next time that they might take the sex.
The next time. I'm going to make sure I don't have to apologize. So I'm going to make sure I don't mess up.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
100%. I think so too. It was funny because I was like, wow, I didn't expect that to be the outcome. But a lot of people want to hear, I am sorry. We have standards. That's how I feel, you know. We have
standards.
My standard is up here, and I want you to apologize. Because you ain't going to be talking to me crazy and saying things to me crazy. So today I want to talk about... we always talk about the bad things in relationships, right? The toxicity, the manipulation, and we call those red flags. We're always talking about the red flags in relationships. We never talk about the good things. Do you know that there's green flags in relationships? Have you ever heard that before?
No, I haven't. I only know red flags.
The cheating, the love bombing, the toxic behavior.
The going through phones. The popping up on somebody. So we always see the bad in everything. We never look at the good. There are green flags in relationships. I think that's cool. So I want to talk about that today. Again, this is from verywellmind.com. And it's an article written by... I always like to say the author, y'all. Barbara Field, and it was actually updated on December the 5th of 2022. And she talks about the 5 green flags in relationships, which I thought was, pretty good. So it's really, when you think of green flags, so what she's saying, green flags are signals that could be a stable, secure, long-term union. Is what green flags are. Red flags is why you're breaking up with somebody. Why the relationship isn't working. And I think that we always explore the red flags and never think about the green flags. So let's get into it. Let's get into the green flags and what they indicate in a relationship.
And if your relationship, a green flag is going to tell you based off of Barbara, it says whether your relationship is on the right track or not. What do you think about
If
that?
it's worth it.
If it's
Like,
worth-
as if it's heading in the right direction. Makes sense.
What do you think about that?
Let's hear what these green flags are.
Let's hear about it. So, one green flag is you trust each other in a relationship.
That's true. That's necessary.
I think trust is like the core of, they say love is the core, but I think trust is the core of the relationship.
Yeah, I think communication.
You think communication is the core? I think it's valid, but I think you got to have trust. You can't do
Be with
anything.
somebody,
You can still get on in a relationship and not be able to communicate effectively.
This is true.
But if you don't have trust in one another, where is it going?
It's doomed before it's
It's doomed before it started. That's what bless you. That's what
Thank
I
you.
think. So it's a healthy. Trust indicates a healthy relationship. And it says that your partner is accountable, which I like that. They follow through consistently. If they say they'll pick you up, they are there and they are on time. Having trust in your partner is a vital green flag. Trust is an integral component of a healthy romantic relationship.
It's very
I
true.
agree with Barbara. Because it's the basis of a relationship. You have love too. I mean, I feel like you can love someone and not trust them.
Yeah, like family. Like some family, family that done did some grimy stuff. We got those in our family.
I think every family has the outliers. I call them outliers.
The petty ones.
The petty ones, the ones that are just different from everybody
Living
else,
the ones that care about themselves.
I
more
was
than
going to
others.
say for personal gain, right? Because you do get those people. Man, so this level of trust fosters a relationship that is open, it's honest, and it's mutually caring. Okay. I like that. So trust is the first green flag. Another green flag is maintaining boundaries.
True.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's a good green flag. To see that they respect the boundaries you put in place, which is also trust.
And I think you have to put boundaries in place for your romantic relationship as well as your friendships. I think that without a boundary-less relationship does not work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because people are out here all willy-nilly doing whatever they want.
Yeah, if I ain't got no boundaries, you gonna wish you made some boundaries. I'm like, we never talked about that.
I'm out here doing what I want because
Yeah.
you didn't put it in stone that that's what you wanted, right?
She's like, why you ain't call me in 3 days?
Oh my
you
God!
Didn't tell me I was supposed
You
to
didn't
talk
tell me
to
I was
you
supposed to
every
call.
day.
Nah,
I'm just playing. I'm talking.
that's a given.
Yeah, I'm just talking.
There's certain things that is a given, and that's one of them. Texting and calling for me, that's a big indicator on whether or not the person likes you or not. You know what I'm saying? If you're not texting and calling, you don't really like me like that, or you don't like to talk on the phone. I don't even know
Yeah,
how to
because that
even.
could be it too. Because I don't always. Some people are boring on the phone. And I just rather not talk to them.
But aren't they boring in real life then?
Yeah, I guess so. Or they just might be awkward. It just feels like they're mostly if they're awkward on the phone, they're awkward in person too. But I could deal with the awkward in person. I like that because it's like, oh, she's shy.
Yeah.
I make her shy. I
Yeah.
can deal with it in person. On the phone, it is annoying.
Oh my God. I think that would bother me.
Yeah.
Because my partner and I, we laugh all the time and have a great, you know what I'm saying? We could laugh but then talk about things and we laugh about it. Like certain things we talk about and we laugh about it. It's like having that, I don't know. I feel like that's a big, I feel like if a man can make a woman laugh, he got her.
Oh yeah.
And I think vice versa for a woman too, because I feel like I'm a clown too. You know what I'm saying? I'm always clowning around too. But I think if you can make laughter is like a key to a relationship too. I think
That
having
should be a green flag too.
yeah, that should be a green flag, definitely. Laughter, because you need to be able to laugh. So let's see what it says about maintaining boundaries. Because of the mutual respect you have for one another, you're not jealous if your partner goes out with a buddy, nor is your partner threatened when you need your time alone or your alone time. you're maintaining boundaries. Boundaries help define who you are, determine what behaviors are acceptable and not acceptable to you, and teach other people how to treat you. We said that. So communicating boundaries, needs, and desires with courage and clarity in a relationship and respecting the boundaries of others and your own is a green flag in relationships. I so agree with that. Because when you set a boundary, it's saying, I'm not going to accept this. And if you do it, there's no relationship. And that's in a friendship or in a romantic relationship. You got to have boundaries. You got to let them know what's acceptable. Some people don't know because what one person has accepted, you may not accept in your relationship. But their past relationship, oh, my ex didn't care if I did that. You know what I'm saying? I went out every night and hung out till 4 o'clock in the morning. My ex didn't care if I did that. Now here you go trying to tell me what to do. Because see, some people question that as you're trying to be controlling.
Yeah, controlling.
But it's not control. It's setting the boundaries and establishing, what you expect out of that person. So maintaining boundaries is a green flag. I like that one.
Yeah, I like that too.
Communication. You communicate well together. That's a green flag. We said that too. If your partner is usually on social media when you speak, they are not showing signs of active listening. I can't stand that when I'm spending time with someone and all they're doing is on their phone. One thing that I do love about my partner that he likes to play little games on. I don't know if it's Candy Crush or what he's playing on. Some little game with all these little colorful things. But he puts his phone away. It's, away from the bedroom. It's like, it's not in the bed. You know what I'm saying? And you're not actively searching on social media and all of that stuff. Now, if I'm asleep, he might be on his social media. Yeah. But I'm asleep. I don't care what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But when we're in the bed watching TV and Netflixing and chilling, the phone is not in his hand. I love that about him.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't do that. I can't say that I 100% do that either. When I'm out to dinner with my girlfriends, I might check my social media or check my phone or be texting people. Like, that's so disrespectful on so many levels, though.
Yeah, I think it is because you're not living in the moment.
No, you're living in the online.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we can't let go.
Yeah,
detach from social media long enough to, pour into something else. I even feel like when you're out shopping, you have your phone in your hand and you're checking your social media. Then for what? Put the phone away. I noticed that a lot. I went shopping on Monday and I noticed people had their phones in their hands the whole time and they're still texting on the phone. Like, it's like you never disconnect 100% from social media.
That's anxiety to me.
Ugh, I don't know. But I feel like, you got to disengage at some point. But I like the fact that when I am communicating with him, we communicate effectively. We're not on social media. We are definitely listening to one another. You know what I'm saying? Which I respect that. And I think that you do need to be able to openly and honestly talk with your partner, right?
Yeah.
You need to be able to some capacity say what you don't want, what you do want, what you're willing to receive, what type of support you need from them, what type of care you need, future goals, like all of that stuff is the stuff that you should be communicating with your partner. And I think that if you're with someone and they're clearly not bringing you into their world and having future discussions about where your relationship is going, that means that person doesn't see you as their future, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times we don't identify that. Like, you're with somebody and they're not talking to you about, you could be living in a different state and saying, hey, I want you to move here to Atlanta, or what your future looks like. I'm going to buy a house. I want you to move in. Like, you have to, those are signs too those are red flags. But those are signs that person is not thinking about you and their future. Those are things you need to come. No long term, right? Only in the short term. What you think about that?
I mean, they're using you. They're using you for money, sex, or something.
My gosh, I hope not. You think so?
It goes both ways.
I think that, yeah, I think it goes both ways. But if a person's not talking to you about their future and their future with you and you've been dating them for over a year, I'm just going to give you my perspective because I don't give anybody advice, but I'm going to give you my perspective. That person does not want to be with you. You are in the short term and not the long term. Right? Mm-hmm. Especially, I think, after a year. Do you think a year is long enough time to recognize if you want to be with somebody or not?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think 6 months, you'll know if it's worth you putting real time into it.
Real effort.
Yeah.
I agree. So let's go back to communication. So being able to effectively communicate with your partner, it's very important for your partner to be able to accept your feelings and be sympathetic and empathetic to them, right? Mm-hmm. I think that that part of communication, that's a green flag. You need to be able to offer some type of emotional validation to your partner. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people don't know how to do that. Emotionally connect.
Yeah.
Like there's some people that are emotionally vacant.
Oh, for sure. Because of past traumas and stuff.
Yeah. Emotionally vacant. What do you think? Past trauma, past relationships?
Past relationships. Never being loved as a kid. Don't know how to express
love. Mm. Wow. I didn't think about that, but you're so right. Like you need to be able to.
You've had to witness it.
Yeah, you got to be able to offer some type of emotional validation to somebody. And some people cannot connect that. It's like they don't know how to connect. This person is feeling this way. I should be reacting to it this way, but they don't know how to react to it.
Yeah, those are usually the serial killers.
Not the serial killers. Oh, my God. Another green flag, which I think this is definitely important as well, is like you like spending time with each other. Mm-hmm. I think when you really like somebody, you want to be around them all the time, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. It's like nothing can keep you away from that person.
Exactly.
That's my opinion. Nothing can keep you away from that person. You want to be around that person a lot. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If a person is in a relationship with you and they don't want to be around you, that's a red flag. What do you think?
No, definitely a red flag.
You know. So if you, I think compatibility, being around a person a lot or wanting to be around with them means that you're compatible. Mm-hmm. Compatibility is very high. I don't know. Have you ever been with somebody that you really want to be in their company all the time? Like you really enjoy being with them? Like it's like more like their friend, your friend than your partner.
Yeah, and that's a good foundation, you know.
Friendship. Mm-hmm. I think friendship is like the core of a relationship too. You got to be a more friend with your partner than even with your own friends that you're with. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I don't think I've been with somebody that I've really been friends with in a relationship.
You say you haven't?
That I considered my man, my friend. Like I could talk to you about everything.
Everything.
I don't think I've had somebody like that. But I think that's very important. There's a lot of relationships where the friendship is the foundation and then comes love and everything else. Yeah. Friendship is like the key to everything. I don't think I've had friendship as the key or the foundation in a relationship. I think you meet the person, you end up falling in love with the person, and love has been the foundation. But definitely not a friendship where I feel comfortable telling you everything like I would tell my girlfriends. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a difference. What do you think?
A difference between?
A friendship-based relationship and then one that's based off of love.
Oh, yeah, there's a difference. There's a difference. I think friendship relationship is a little more open. It's a little less judgmental because, you know, y'all done talked about most stuff already or know that they're not judging you. So, yeah, I would think a friendship one is better. I think so, too. I prefer.
And I think friendship with a love relationship, it's more sexual and a lot of intimacy. I think in a friendship based, it's like it doesn't matter. Like sex is not as important.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
That's how I feel. Like I don't have to have sex with you, and I'm okay with that because I value the friendship and the love that I have for you, and the time that I spend with you, as opposed to having to have sex with you every time I see you.
Exactly.
Because there's relationships that are sexual, where every time you see each other, you're having sex, and then there's ones that are not based off of sex, and it's just based off of, I enjoy you. I enjoy, the intimacy when we're together, and it doesn't have to be sexually related or sexually, the basis doesn't have to be sex, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just I think that you can have feelings of closeness and affection for someone, and it doesn't always have to be intimate. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Although I think that's a form of intimacy, but not sexual. It doesn't have to be sexual.
It doesn't have to be sex for it to be intimacy.
Yeah. So, number 5. What do you think number 5 is?
Green flag?
Yeah. You probably wouldn't guess this one.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Because I don't even think I would guess this one.
No, what is it?
Your partner is grateful for you.
Grateful.
Is your partner really grateful for you?
They should be if they're your partner. If they appreciate you. Appreciation and grateful is about the same to me.
You know what? I think so too. Appreciates you or is grateful for you. That's true.
You can show that.
Yeah, you can show
the
that.
things you do for a person.
And really, that's a green flag because that person, it's funny because my partner was not feeling well. And in the midst of not feeling well, I automatically go into mother mode. Like, oh my God, you're not feeling well. Just to see him with fever and just body aches and chills. And I was just like, oh, let me go to CVS and get you some medicine. Go to CVS, get him some medicine. Got like Theraflu. Then I got the cold, the night and cold for night and for the day. Because he was teaching over the weekend. And I was like, okay, I got to make sure he's feeling better.
Yeah.
That's just something that I naturally do for my kids. If I was married, I would do that for my husband. It's just for my friend, if my friend said, I'm not feeling well and I can't get out the house. All right, let me bring you this medicine. What else do you need? I think that's just a form of my character. But somebody else might value that because maybe they haven't had anyone do that for them before.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I went and got medicine and was like, make sure you take this and did it, straight in mother mode because I love you and I want you to feel better. And it's funny because when he left, he was like, you are so, he said something like, you are so amazing. I'm going to read y'all his text. Because I felt appreciated. And it goes to this green flag. I really felt appreciated by him. Like you noticed. But this is just me. You know what I'm saying? This is just who I am. Maybe you don't know. But this is just who I am as a person and as a woman. I'm always going to check on you and make sure you're okay. He said, did I tell you that I love you today? You are an amazing lover and friend. And I said, oh, I love you too.
Thank you. Yeah.
But he was just so, and that's just, you don't even think. You just do. And someone that's never had that before might appreciate you just because you're just acting as yourself. Because I ain't trying to win you over by getting you medicine. This is just something that I do.
I would do no matter what.
For my kids. Like Zaul, he was sick and I made chicken soup. I had leftover because I froze the chicken soup because I was like, he's not going to eat all this. I made a whole big old pot of homemade chicken soup for him. And then Zaul got sick. And then I was like, oh, I got chicken soup. Let me warm it up. And I gave him chicken soup. Like, this is just who I am. I'm a nurturer. Huh?
That was this week too?
That was this week too.
Oh, man.
Yep. So they were both feeling sick. And I was just like, oh my God, they're feeling sick. And I always want to be the mother and make you feel better. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But like you said, someone that doesn't get that often or doesn't feel appreciated often, like just the fact that you text me and said, you're amazing. People need to hear that in relationships.
Oh, heck yeah.
You need to, if you appreciate someone, you got to give them, you always hear on the internet, give them their roses or their flowers or affirmations and let them know what they mean to you while they're here, which is so important on so many levels, because a lot of times we don't say thank you. We take it for granted. Mm-hmm. You should never take someone for granted. You should always say thank you for the little things that someone does to you, for you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I think that a lot of times, we don't say thank you. One thing I could say about you and Sean, though, and even Chelsea, because Chelsea's like that too, is that y'all always say thank you.
Yeah. Because people don't got to do nothing for you.
You guys always do. Like, if I send y'all food, you always text. Even if it's the next day, you'll be like, thanks, Mom, for sending me the food. Sean, too, thanks, Mom. The food was great. Like, I don't expect a thank you because I'm just doing what I normally do.
Yeah.
But just the fact that you guys reach out and say thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And recognize that I don't have to do it. I just do it out the kindness of my heart. Mm-hmm. Because I love you guys and I want y'all to eat too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we love to eat.
You said you love to eat?
Yeah, we love to eat.
Oh my God. So let me just say this. On Living Well, verywellmind.com, there's a couples quiz out there, you guys. Go out there and take it. I mean, all it could do is really strengthen your relationship.
Yeah, have you taken it?
I haven't taken it, but it says, are you in a healthy, it's going to let you know, it says, couples quiz, are you in a healthy relationship? And I think that this would really be beneficial for those of you that might think you might be in a little toxic relationship. It might be a lot of red flags, but they have, I think it's, how many questions? Let me see, hold on. It's not very, maybe it's like 20 questions. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's actually 14 questions. For the couples quiz. And some of the questions are, I'm just going to tell you. It says, do you have a healthy relationship? Do you enjoy spending time together, even if the activity is something as simple as running errands? Mm-hmm. Is your partner liked by your family and friends?
Important.
Do you both trust each other? Are you able to discuss feelings without fear of judgment or ridicule? Mm-hmm. Are you honest with your partner? Do you feel like your partner's honest with you? Do you feel like your emotional needs are being met? All of the green flags that we just talked about. Yep. Are you and your partner able to resolve conflicts without saying hurtful things to each other? Can you be yourself without fear of rejection? Do you respect each other's boundaries? Do you have, this is the green flag quiz right here.
That's what it sounds
to let you know if you're in a healthy relationship. It's at verywellmind.com. Go out there, take it from your perspective, and then let your partner take it from their perspective.
See how y'all feel.
And see, because just because you take it and it says you're in a healthy relationship doesn't mean that they feel the same way. Yeah. Seriously.
Real talk.
Like, you don't know. That person might not think that you listen to them. They don't think that you're trustworthy. Like, you don't know what your partner is thinking about you. We already understand the challenges that come with being in a relationship because of, how people behave in a relationship. Some people are toxic. Mm-hmm. Some are manipulators. As they say, narcissistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to make sure that I think a relationship to be healthy, it has to be healthy to the both of you, right?
Yeah, heck yeah.
One person can't feel one way and another person feel another way. Mm-mm. Can they?
No, that don't make sense.
Wouldn't make sense to me.
Yeah, a relationship is two people. You can't be in a relationship with yourself.
You sure can't. So, and this is not just for romantic relationships either. This is like friendships, social connections, just to be able to identify, what's healthy and what's not, I think. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You got to think how unhealthy relationships impact people. People be depressed, anxiety,
not trustworthy or they don't trust you. You know what I'm saying? Think about all the things that come with unhealthy relationships. It's a lot.
For real.
Man. When I think about it, I'm like, how have I ever been in an unhealthy relationship? Because, damn, you think about it. I mean, it affects your mental health, your physical health.
Yeah.
I feel like when I was not in the best relationship, it took a toll on my weight.
Yeah. That, your age, you're going to age faster, you stressed.
You stressed.
All that.
You stress eat. Can I be honest here? Let me be transparent. I was in an unhealthy relationship where I'm a stress eater. So when I was stressed out, guess what I would go do?
What?
Go through the drive-thru at like Burger King, McDonald's, Taco Bell. Like I was depressed eating.
Depressed eating.
Because I was just so miserable. Have you ever been so fucking miserable in a relationship that you stress eat? Or eat candy or eat sweet. I'm not even a sweet tooth person, but I was indulging in things that I normally would never do. I don't go to McDonald's.
Yeah, I don't go to McDonald's.
I don't. I really do not go to McDonald's. I gotta be really hungry to go to McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? So for me to go to McDonald's, it was stress eating, zipping in and zipping out. I didn't want to cook any healthy meals at home. Like I was so miserable in a relationship that it really took a toll on my physical health.
Yeah. That fried food just tastes great when
you're sad
Yeah.
or depressed. It's unhealthy habits. Because you're in an unhealthy relationship, you're creating unhealthy habits.
Yeah, unhealthy food.
You're eating at all times of the day, all times of the night. When you're depressed or, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, but you don't think that it correlates when it does. It really does correlate. You are unhealthy, so in an unhealthy relationship with somebody, and that spills over into your mental health and your physical health and how you treat yourself. When you're in that situation like that, you don't love yourself.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? You have to first love you so that you can openly love someone else. And be good. You got to be good to yourself so that you can be good to someone else.
And so that person could be good to you.
Because they see that you value you.
Yourself. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's all with boundaries too. Like if a person sees that you have high standards and you put boundaries in place, that means that you love yourself.
Exactly.
And you're not going to allow anyone else to come in and treat you any old kind of way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, oh man, I know that for me, when I was in that unhealthy relationship, it created a lot of conflict.
Yeah.
A lot of conflict. Not only with the person that I was with, but with my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
just be transparent here.
Yeah, we just want you to be happy. You know?
Yeah, and if you see that the person that you love is not happy and they're in this unhealthy relationship, you know what this person is capable of being, you know, and loving themselves. You lose a lot of love for yourself when you're not in an equally yoked relationship. You really do. It's sad, but we do. We lose ourselves. We put up with a lot of stuff that we shouldn't be putting up with. Not at this age. Why are we putting up with this?
Maybe.
You're conflicted within yourself, creates a higher magnitude of stress, affects your skin, your eating habits. You don't want to do anything. You don't have, you're depressed. You know what I'm saying? All of that.
Sometimes I feel like people get comfortable in the relationship and don't want to leave, and so that they start ignoring signs of unhealthiness.
And I'm not saying just because the relationship is unhealthy that it can't work out.
Yeah, it's not worth fixing. Yeah,
it's not worth fixing because you can love. People. Yeah, both people have to be committed to the relationship. Both people gotta want to love themselves and then be able to love the other person. You know what I'm saying? I just think that you gotta be able to seek help outside of yourselves too. I mean,
at some point talk to someone else. Instead of talking to each other because it's not working, talk to someone else. Bring someone else in that can help you with your issues. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because a lot of people think, oh, it's unhealthy. Y'all shouldn't be together. Let's terminate the relationship. I don't think that's the case. I think that there is, if you both want it and want to work towards it, you can do it.
Yeah, it'll work out if it's supposed to work, because maybe y'all are not meant to be, which can be true as well.
That's true too. That is true. Just because you love somebody doesn't mean you have to be with them.
Very true.
You know, a lot of times, you know, I know for me when I was in an unhealthy relationship, it was a lack of communication.
Yeah.
You don't communicate well, you don't get along, it's either there's trust issues, lack of communication. Sometimes it can turn to violence.
That is true.
You know, domestic violence plays into stuff like that when you're just at your wit's end and you can't effectively communicate with somebody. You start trying to control them through the use of abuse. And mental, physical, and emotional abuse. And I would say mental and emotional abuse is a lot worse than physical sometimes. It scars.
Yeah. I think they're all equally as bad.
Yeah, they're all bad, but I just think that sometimes we think that, oh, we put our hands, but you can just crush somebody as well and hit them very hard with emotional and mental abuse. You know what I'm saying? People think less of themselves. You hit me, the pain goes away. That mental abuse stays with you.
Okay, I can understand that.
You know what I'm saying? That emotional abuse stays with you. It stays up here. Something you always think about. Oh, I am a loser. Oh, I don't have nothing to offer. I don't have a good job. You know, I'm not good with paying bills. I'm not, you know, that kind of stuff. That talking down to you and all that stuff sticks in your mind for a long time. What do you think about that?
Definitely. I guess you're right. I just thought that physical abuse also comes with physical abuse. Somebody don't gotta say nothing to you for you to get the mental blocks, you know.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true too. I don't know. I always feel like, I don't know. I think that like you said, all forms of abuse is abuse. Some people think because the person is talking down to you or degrading you in some way and they're not physically putting their hands on you, it's okay. Oh, I can put up with it. It's just a little bit of verbal abuse or whatever. It's all the same. Abuse is abuse.
I think so too.
At the end of the day. And you really got to figure out what you want as the person that's on the receiving end. You know what I'm saying? Is this something that you want to have to deal with? Is this something that I can live with in this relationship?
Do I deserve this?
Do I deserve this at the end of the day? I deserve better.
Yeah.
And what does better look like for you? You know what I'm saying? Always remember that a healthy relationship is what the green flags we talked about. Trust has to be there. Good communication. On top of that, respect and honesty. There's a lot of unhonest and disrespectful ass people out here. I'm not serious.
For real though.
Unhonest and disrespectful. Is it just Atlanta though? Or is it just everywhere?
I think it's everywhere.
Because I feel like Atlanta is like
Atlanta's disrespectful
festering
too, for sure.
Like the pot where,
yeah.
I mean, look at Cardi B and Offset again in this social media. Like she was out there really saying all this stuff. Like you really feeling yourself. Like you got the new album coming out. You're really feeling like she went on social media and went off. I love Cardi B.
Crazy. Yeah,
she was going crazy.
I mean, he must have did something. I don't know.
Well, on the Kai Cenat, is that how you say his name?
Yeah, Kai Cenat, yeah.
It's Kai Cenat. I was watching, and they said Offset went upstairs with some girl.
Oh, while he was on Kai Cenat
live.
Oh, yeah.
They like he disappeared for 30 minutes.
While they was streaming.
And the guy was whispering in Kai Cenat's ear like, he went upstairs.
Oh, for real?
You can't hear what he's saying.
Yeah.
But then like 30 minutes, Like 30 to 37 minutes later, he comes back. That means you ain't did really nothing Offset in 30 to 37 minutes. I don't think Cardi should be mad, but
yeah,
at the end of the day, it alluded to him hooking up with some girl upstairs and then coming back to the show. But you could tell like he was on some sneaky shit. The way he was maneuvering, the kind of moving in the video, like you could just tell.
Yeah.
So
I ain't see it. I gotta see that.
Yeah, you gotta pull it up on probably can Google it.
Yeah, I will
Kai
check it
Cenat
out.
and
Yeah, I like
and tell
Kai
me what
Cenat.
you think. I like Kai Cenat too. He created havoc in New York when he had that.
Oh yeah, in the middle of
Yeah.
Manhattan. Yeah, he got locked up for that.
Yeah, he got a lot of flack for that, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like, damn, it's Cardi being Offset.
It is. You know.
Like
But
it's Cardi B Offset. Like where do you elevate from there?
I don't know. I'll be right
That-
there. I'll be rubbing them feet every morning when she wake up. For sure. What you need today, baby?
Right. What you need, baby?
Uh-huh.
You want me to fix you something to eat? Like
Yeah.
at the end of it's Cardi B. Like that's just like Jay-Z with Beyonce. Like where do you go from Beyonce?
It's only downhill from here.
Same thing with Cardi B. Like where do you go Offset from Cardi B? There's no other female rapper on her level out here right now. And I'm not saying that she can't be surpassed because she can be, but where do you go from here? It's all downhill, Offset.
Yeah.
It's all downhill from here.
For real.
Like there's no woman, there is no chick, there is no Instagram model, there is no, what is the problem?
Nope.
Help me understand. Am I tripping?
I mean,
Because
it
I
got to be
feel
something
like-
below the surface that we don't see that causes to make him even. Yeah,
I mean, for you to even think to
Yeah.
do something like this behind Cardi's back, like I don't know if it's cheating, y'all. I'm not saying that that's what it was. The way that it implied is what it alluded to. So I'm just going with what it alluded to. But I'm sorry to say, there's no other woman out here that is Cardi B right now.
Yeah.
So for you to be out here doing and for some Instagram model or some chick, some regular schmegler ass girl, like,
I mean,
come on.
Unless Cardi be talking crazy, I'm just trying to play both
Hey,
sides.
she's from
of
New
it.
York. She's
That's what I'm
Latina.
about
At
to say,
the end of
yeah.
the day, I can see her being
Yeah, she-
aggressive and
exactly,
telling him,
spicy.
like, but that's okay. She's Latina. At the end of the day, does it give you a pass? Yes, it does.
Ha!
I think so. Being a Latina myself, I feel like we get a pass for that. That's just who we are naturally. I don't think it's her going, I don't think she's doing too much. It's Cardi B. You knew she was too much
Yeah, that's how she
when
got
you met
on,
her.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you can't downplay her. But for you to get out here and be messing with some regular female
Some regular deck.
just for some attention, I feel like men still have to be validated to say I still got it.
Chuck.
Is that what it is?
I don't know,
People
'cause
need validation.
I know I still got it, so I don't know. I never had that
Producer
feeling.
said he got it and he don't care how y'all
Yeah,
feel.
I know I got it.
That is so funny. But it's like, to me, it's like, damn. You got two beautiful children. She's accepted your 3. I think he had 3 prior to her. She has 2 beautiful children with you. Like, bruh,
He's bugging.
you are bugging for real. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a female. I just feel like there's no one on her level at this moment in time. Like, Cardi, you deserve so much better. You deserve, again, guess what? There's a man that's going to wake up and smell your breath in the morning.
I'm right here.
Massage your feet. Massage your feet. Guess what? Fix breakfast for your children.
All that.
You know what I'm saying? There's a man out here to do
I ain't got
whatever
nothing
you
to
want
do.
him to do, honey.
What you need me to do today?
Right, exactly. Because if Offset can't appreciate that or can't appreciate what he has out of her, yeah, all relationships have ups and downs. I'm sure it's theirs do too. Sometimes, people think because people have money, that money is the solution to everything. It's not. And it's definitely not the solution to evil, to what people have internally going on with them. So it's something internally within him that causes him to go out here and cheat on somebody like Cardi B. Mm-hmm. You don't feel good about yourself. It's funny because I was watching something and the guy said, the gentleman said, it was on Instagram. I don't know who posted it, but it was a gentleman talking and he said, if you are my boy and you cheat on your wife or your girl, I can't respect you. And I don't respect you. And I can't have no business with you because I can't trust you. Mm-hmm. I can't, if you can't not be a man and not cheat on the woman, it takes a bigger man to be faithful than to be out here cheating. Mm-hmm. It takes an exceptional, there's not a lot of exceptional men out here. And I'm going to say women too, because it could be a woman too that's out here cheating too. You know what I'm saying? Because women, I'm not saying that women don't cheat. We do cheat. We cheat too. But what I'm saying is that this gentleman said, I can't mess with you, bruh, because you out here cheating on your woman.
On the person you're supposed to love.
And how can I go into business with somebody, the person you're supposed to love, and how can I go into business with you knowing that you would do this? You would cheat me too. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
It do, 100%.
Oh my God. He said that. I said, wow. And he said it takes a real man to be faithful. And that's the truth. Out here, it's a lot. It's a lot of beautiful women, and there's a lot of great specimen of men out here. Don't think a woman for 1 minute doesn't have an opportunity to cheat in her relationship, because she does. Just like you do, we have options too, but we choose our families before we choose those options. You know what I'm saying? Before we make that mistake, we're going to weigh everything in. If I do this one thing, it could be the demise of my entire family. Mm-hmm. I'm going to think about it before I do it. A man, y'all ain't going to do that. Y'all going to get out here, y'all going to do it, and then suffer the consequences that come behind it. Mm-hmm. Which is the dumbest shit, because you know it could ruin your family. You know what I'm saying? Is it worth it?
We won't be thinking.
So we don't be thinking. But the brother said, if you cheat on your wife, you definitely gonna cheat on me. Because you love her, she take care of you, that's your partner. Do everything for you. Birth you children, cleans your house, takes care of the bills. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. How can I expect you not to cheat on me in business? It's so true, y'all. It's so true. How can you trust someone that is out here cheating? You know what I'm saying? Just like the guy, remember the guy that was on social media that said his friend wanted to go to the club and he was going to cheat. And he said, man, we just went to your wedding.
No.
You didn't see that? Oh my God. He started telling him, I just bought a suit for your wedding like a couple months ago, and now you want to be out here cheating? I spent a lot of money on your wedding. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you better go home to your wife and stop trying to be out here trying to cheat. I think for men, it's a ego thing to say they still have it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this woman is looking at me. The thing is having self-control. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest thing. The most attractive thing in a man is having self-control. Mm. If you have self-control, fellas, don't think for a minute women don't have to have self-control, because we have to have self-control too, honey. Because we have men trying to holler all the time. All day, every day. Y'all do. I can be in AutoZone and still be getting hit on. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you, I like the way the old school players hit on people.
What would they be saying?
Oh my gosh. So today I went to get me something. I remember I was telling you, I went to Five Guys today because I hadn't been there in I ain't been to Five Guys in 12 years.
Dang.
Yeah. So I was like, let me go to Five Guys because I remember them having great sandwiches. Well, I'm going to tell you, I wasn't impressed.
Really? Damn, they fell
It didn't
off.
taste like the Five Guys in Baltimore for some reason. I think the level of cooks is just not the same as back in the day. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Got these millennials out there cooking. I don't think they could cook that well. I'm sorry, millennials. I don't mean to put y'all down, but
they on their phone while they working. They're on Instagram. They're supposed to be
I
flipping
don't know about
that patty.
I don't know. The food, it just didn't taste the same to me.
Maybe ingredients have changed, or the way that
or maybe that's the way they make their burgers
cheaper
now.
Or whatever.
Yeah. with inflation, they got to take shortcuts, you think?
Yeah, a lot of places have done that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. It just didn't taste the same to me. The fries was hitting, though.
Yeah.
They could have been a little bit crispier, Five Guys, but outside of that, they were pretty good.
Yeah,
the fries, and they were hot, so they were good.
Yeah.
But getting back to my little story, so I go in there, and it's an older gentleman in there, and I walk in, and he was like, "Oh, I like your ones."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, old school players, they always they're complimentary before they come in for the kill with their line, right?" So it was just funny though, because every time they always compliment something on that you have on, as opposed to coming out and just trying to have a conversation with you. They use that as a way to kind of segue into having a conversation, which I think a lot of the young dudes, they ain't like that. They just want to holler at you. If I had some young dudes try to holler too, and they be like, yo, come here, can I talk to you for a minute? Can I take you to dinner? Like, what? The old school players don't do that. They gonna compliment you first. They gonna see if you bite with the compliment. If you bite, like, thank you, I appreciate it, that kind of thing. Then they gonna come in for the kill.
Yeah, I'm an old school player then, because that's what I do.
That's what you do?
Yeah.
You be like, that's a nice hoodie.
I know women get like run down on and just get attacked all day by people, so that's not even my game. I'll find you on the internet. I'll find your Instagram.
And hit them up on Instagram.
I'll find you one day. Yeah. But I compliment and then I'll just walk away. I won't even try to holler at her. I just let her keep thinking about it.
Keep thinking like,
again,
why he ain't trying to talk? See, that's what I come in with, maybe he didn't find me attractive because he ain't really try to hit on me, but he liked my sneakers.
No, but it's like, I'm not complimenting sneakers though. That's not what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, the old school dudes.
Yeah, they're going for the sneakers.
Is it because Jordans were big back in the day?
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe that's what it was. I don't think they'd be surprised. Are y'all surprised that women are wearing Jordans or? Nah, because women wear a lot of athletic wear. I wear more athletic wear than I wear regular stuff. So when I'm out, I want to be comfortable. But it was just so funny because he used that as a segue and then came back with something else. And I was just like, he's trying to holler. But he's not the first old school.
Yeah, I was about to say you said that on here. I think we had an episode called I Like Your Jordans.
This is like the second. I'm going to say this about the third time somebody said something about my sneakers before they said something to me. So I'm just like, okay, I see. Or they'll compliment your car, nice car, The young dude's going to come straight out with it. Yo, ma, what you doing tonight? You want to go to dinner? And I just be like, okay, a little aggressive. No, I'm good. I'm sorry. I got a boyfriend. Oh, but what he got to do with me? I'm just taking you to get some food. They always come back. The young dudes are fast thinkers. I don't think that fast. I'll be like, huh? What I'm saying? After the fact, I'll be like, he was trying to still, try to get in there or whatever. But it's funny because they're like, they just come out and ask you in traffic. I was at a stoplight. Little dude pulled up next to me and he was like, hey, pull over so I can talk to you real quick. I want to see if you want to go to dinner. I was like, I am not pulling over. I might have did that in my 20s, but I sure ain't doing it after. We ain't doing that right now, sir. You keep going. I'm going to keep going in my car. He was like, we both got nice cars though. I was like, your car is nice. Yeah, my car is nice too, but no, I'm good. But it's just funny because they immediately go in for the kill. Old school guys ain't gonna do that. Older gentlemen, they just gonna compliment you. They might compliment your hair. I've had that too in the grocery store. Oh, your hair is pretty. I can see you got nice hair because I can see from the roots. I'm like, damn, is you looking that? Like, yo, are you looking at my roots? Like, seriously, I know. Like, that is so crazy. Yeah. You looking at my roots, sir? Okay, yeah. Then, like, I can tell you got good hair. I'll be like, okay, thank you, sir. But anyway, that was just on some little friendly
that's
stuff.
Hilarious.
That's funny to me, though. These little pickup lines. I'm going to have cocktails and conversations with the girls. Maybe we'll come in here after the new year.
And find out what pickup lines y'all been
hearing. I want to hear what they be hearing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What is the pickup lines? Because I feel like they use, you know what I'm saying? Some men are just confident and cocky and they look to see if you got a ring. They'll look and see if you got a ring on. And if you ain't got no ring, they feel like you open game.
Yeah. And if you do got a ring, you still open game.
Usually men used to be attracted to that. Oh, you married? I don't care. What
I've
your
never-
husband got to do with me?
I've never looked to see if somebody had a ring.
No? Oh, man. I think women naturally look
Yeah, I was
to
about to
see
say,
if a
I've
man
never-
has a ring on. And if he has a ring, we going to step away. I ain't going to say nothing to you if you got a ring on. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. And there's men out here that don't wear rings
That's
and
what
they're
I say,
married
yeah, take your
in
ring
full 20-year relationships and don't wear rings. So
Put it
I
back
don't
on
know.
your way in the house.
Ladies, I'm interested in seeing what pickup lines people are hearing for real. Can we poll that?
Yeah, we can.
So how do we poll that?
We can't poll that, but I guess we could post it and people could respond with their answers.
Okay, let's do that. I'm interested to hear what pickup lines are, even for the men, because women pick up men too. There's a lot of women out here. Before, women wouldn't be so bold with it, but now women are like, if I see what I like, I'm going to say something. And we might segue in a certain type of, like, oh, you smell good. Like, that's how we come off too.
Yeah.
We old school too then.
Yeah.
We coming off. So we're going to poll that. So this episode will come out on Friday. So Merry Christmas to everybody. We'll be back before the new year, right? Before the new year. So Merry Christmas. I'm wishing everyone from Titi's House Podcast a safe holiday season. And we will be back on next Wednesday with another episode right before. So we got one more episode before the holiday.
Yep, this one and then one more episode.
Oh man, how many episodes are we at?
This is just 22nd.
22nd. So we did 22 episodes right before the new year. That's what's up. That's a lucky number. It's an even number.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Okay, everyone. So thanks for coming back at TT's House Podcast. We will see you again next Friday.
Perfecto.
All righty, we're out.